Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Wow, it has been a really long time since I've talked to you guys. I was not planning on dropping the half marathon video and then disappearing until the new year, but that is just what happened because obviously you did know I was planning on doing what I want to do different going forward with half marathons, and I definitely still want to do that video, but that is not this video. This video is a bit more of a catch up of where I've been and what I plan on doing in 2026 since they are kind of weirdly combined. So I ended up filming that video, but I ended up having audio issues with it. And then when I went to go refilm, I just kind of wasn't necessarily feeling that video right then in that moment. Also on top of that, if you saw the half marathon video, you obviously know that I walked away with huge blisters on my feet and bruised toenails, and honestly it just got more painful as time went on. I don't think I was able to actually put my foot in a sock until probably the first or second week in December. So that just shows it was it was painful. And obviously with that I realized, so I'm probably not going to be running for I don't know how long, so I won't really have any content for the rest of the year potentially, which in turn led me into thinking about the content that I am doing here on this channel. Now my plan was to pop in here and just give you guys an update and say, hey, I'm going to take the time off until the new year so I can really think about the content that I want to do on this channel. But my laptop decided it wanted to not turn on for a second time, but this time it actually decided it wanted to go all the way back to lovely Apple headquarters to be worked on for weeks. And by the time I got my laptop back, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna wait till the new year at this point, instead of being like, hey, I'm not coming back until the new year and it's only like a few days away. Some of the things I realized in my time off is that I want to put more effort into my content here. And honestly, the effort that I would like to put in is not really feasible between my job, trying to train, and just in general life things with the schedule that I have. Maybe some of you guys have noticed that every Friday is when I try to typically post my videos. It was just the schedule that worked for me at the time. But my plan for now is just to post when I have a video to post. My goal is still to make it weekly, but there were times in the past where I just needed at least Saturday to finish the video just to make it a little bit better. I just think this will help me have more time to edit and put more effort into the content that I am creating here. Now, as far as the content here, obviously I created this channel to document the journey of me trying to lose over 100 pounds. And the first year, I definitely think that was the main focus with lifting weights. And then I think last year really took over as far as trying to do that, but also running. So my goal is to try to find a happy medium of all of that. Since running did become my main focus, it ended up making me lose track of every other goal I had set for myself this year. So my plan is to kind of slightly tone down on the running, and by that I mean not training for a huge race again. Honestly, even with the blisters and everything, I was completely ready to be like, I'm gonna sign up for another half marathon in April, and then I was like, you know what, I can't walk right now, so I'm gonna wait. And then it came up to the second time where the price was gonna raise, and I'm like, I still don't know if I'm ready and if I want to do that again. So I'm going to use this year to really build my base with running, and that's primarily going to be with focusing on the 5Ks because I know I can do them. I want to know that I can do them even better. And my main thing is I love doing the Rocky Run, and it was so fun and just such a great experience. But next time I want to do it, and I want it to be more enjoyable, not a total suffer fest. Obviously the course was a loop, so I watched other people when they were at mile 10, they were coming in and oh my god, they looked like it was hell. But for me, I was still only at the beginning of the course and it was already hell for me. So I want to get to the point of by the end maybe I'll feel like hell, but not the whole time. So for right now, we're just going to focus on really getting that 5K while also trying to build up for essentially a fall half marathon. Now I'm not saying I'm doing one, but I'm still going to be focusing on building up mileage, even though my goal is to focus on the 5K. I still want to, get my mileage up there. Overall, the main focus is just building a really good base when it comes to running so that hopefully one day if I want to do something as crazy as an Ironman, I can get there, but I have a really good base to start with. Now, since I am going to be toning down on the running, I'm hoping that will make room for all the other goals that I want to do. With that, one of my goals is to slightly transform this channel a little bit. My biggest goal is obviously hitting my goal weight. I'm close, but I still have a decent amount of weight until I can hit that. So with that being said, I'm obviously more determined than ever to hit my goal weight. And I know people could be like, you could have hit that, you know, in year 2 or this. But my whole goal with losing weight was to make it sustainable and not be like killing myself every day just to get to that goal weight. It was to get there, you know, with however long it took me, but to get there. And I feel like this year we will definitely get there without a doubt. So obviously, with that being said, do not worry about like the weight loss and the running aspect leaving this channel, because it's not, because what I'm really doing is adding stuff to the channel. The biggest thing about this channel and making these videos is that it has been a great form of accountability for myself, and also just something that I can like look back and see how far I've come, because obviously this channel I started like training to just even like walk a 5K, and now, you know, we're like running them and doing half marathons. So it's something great to look back on and see how much I've progressed. With that being said, I want to use that same accountability to help myself with all my other goals that are a little bit more outside of the fitness realm, but within the same realm of just like bettering myself overall. Now, my biggest goal is kind of just like going more places and experiencing more things this year. Honestly, in the past, before 2020, I was out in New York City almost like every weekend, and I'm not saying that's like what I want to do again, because honestly it's very expensive to go to the city now, but you know, like just going out. I don't know exactly what it's going to be even yet for January. I'm still like working on that, but I just want it to be like one simple monthly day trip where we go somewhere, we do something, just something that's not in-house, in town, you know, go somewhere. Obviously, you always have to throw in the cliche read more. My goal would be a simple 12 books, and I'm also not going to be like, you have to read one book a month, because I know myself. I could sit down and read 5 books in like 1 month and then not read for a few months because I completely forgot that I do enjoy reading, but then I'll pick it back up. So I'm not going to like tie myself down to saying you have to do a month, just saying let's try to do 12 books. Also, within those 12 books, I want to try to do 6 fiction and then 6 nonfiction. I originally was going to go with 12 fiction, 12 nonfiction. Obviously, I want to put the bar a little bit lower, just something more attainable. Maybe, you know, halfway through, I will reevaluate and be like, oh, let's do 12, because that's something else I want to do is like, you know, every 3 months, just reevaluate and be like, okay, can we up the goals? Do we need to like, you know, change them out? Because I think that was my other thing. Last year, I kind of got sidetracked where like I didn't realize how much the half marathon was going to take over, so I couldn't do certain goals. So I want to kind of have an overall goal, and then like for 3 months just be like, okay, we're going to focus more on this one, and then we'll focus more on this one. Now, this is kind of fitness related, but I would love to learn how to ride a bike this year. I wanted to do that last year, but with the half marathon training, I just didn't want to risk potentially like falling off of a bike and, you know, getting injured, and now I can't do the run that I paid for. So since I don't have any like big races scheduled this year, I think this would be the perfect time to do that, to give myself a other form of cardio that I can do. Now, I will say the rest of them are kind of fitness related, but I just feel like those are also like the easiest thing to make goals for. Sadly, post half marathon, I ended up breaking my 10,000 step streak. You guys know that was very important to me, but I legitimately like could not walk without being in pain. So I had to give up the streak. And maybe it's crazy, maybe it's not, but honestly, since I have had the streak in the past, I know it's very easy and somewhat attainable to get the 10,000 steps. So my goal is to hold that streak for the whole year. I think it's definitely doable. Like if I had another half marathon and I knew I was going to probably need the rest day, not so much. But since I know that's not on there, I feel like having the whole streak for the whole year, attainable. Now, one that I'm 50-50 on about it being obtainable is I want to try and run every day for at least just like 15 minutes, nothing crazy. I don't know how likely it is for me to do this, because obviously there's things like that time of the month, and for me, one of my big things is my lymphedema flaring up, which can make me just like not want to run because my legs feel like cement. So I don't know the possibility of doing this, but I would just like at least bare minimum at some point this year to say like I held like a 30-day run streak. We're going to start on January and see how long we can go for, but the goal is at least 30 days. Also, I know you're probably thinking, oh, you're trying to do a run streak even though you said you don't want running to be all consuming. That's why, for one, I have a time limit on it, so it's not all day. It's literally like 15 minutes out of my whole day. And second, I know my runs were some of my favorite parts of my day during 2025. I also want to focus more on body weight training, as well as like functional training. One of the things I really wanted this year was to be able to say like I could do a pull-up. And listen, honestly, I'm impressed that I can't even just hang from that bar at this point. But my goal for this year is definitely to try and get like just one pull-up, at least just like, you know, I don't even have to get the chin up to the bar, just a little bit up words. Also, another like thing that I would love to work up to, like besides an Ironman, I would love to do like a Spartan race. So obviously all that is like completely like having to carry your own body weight. It's almost like American Ninja Warrior kind of stuff here, as well as just like lifting heavy things. So I'm going to try to incorporate all that stuff. I'm not going to do a Spartan race this year because I think it's already in like a few months, so I won't have any time to like train enough, but maybe next year we'll do one. Okay, I do think that should be everything to catch you guys up on where I've been and where I want to be heading into 2026. But that is all for this week. I would love to hear some of your goals for 2026 or even some of the things that you achieved in 2025. Till next time though, I hope you guys enjoyed and we'll be out.